What's up, my beautiful bros? Maine-iac here, December 8th, Saturday, NBA game picks and spreads. 9 games today, 1 nationally televised game. Hopefully, out of 9 matchups, they pick the best one to be on TV. That would make the most sense, but we shall see. The first game is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Rockets at the Mavericks. I'm picking the Rockets to win this one in the Battle of Texas. Well, one of the few battles of Texas, I should say, because you have the Rockets, Spurs, Mavericks, Spurs as well. Rockets favored by 3 in this one. They're getting healthy, or at least they're fully healthy, getting into rhythm, I should say. I think they'll win this one. I think they'll cover the spread as well. I would be safe. I would feel safer up to about a 4.5 at the most. Also, Houston looks like a kind of team that can't make it to the Western Conference Finals, and that concerns me because Mavericks, they're young, they're ignorant to the fact that they have no business winning this game. So who knows? They could very well pull off the upset, and that would be amazing. Because I like watching some Doncic. He has some amazing reactions, athleticism. It's fun. You know, the Kings at the Pacers. Pacers favored by 4 in this one. Pacers at 15 and 10. Kings are right behind them at 13 and 11. Different conferences, but when the East and the West play each other, I always want to see who has the advantage here. Kings are young, they're athletic, they got a lot of talent across the board. Pacers, this one's really going to depend on if Sabonis plays tonight or not. I feel like if Sabonis plays, it's going to give the Pacers advantage off the bench, and which should give them advantage throughout the whole game. So I'm going to call it a win for the Pacers. I would take the spread up to 4.5. It is currently 4 right now. Should be interesting to see. The Kings capable of beating almost anybody in the league. They've proved it many times already this year. 13 and 11. They're no longer the worst team in the NBA. Nuggets Hawks. Nuggets suffering some major injuries. Millsap with a broken toe. Hopefully Michael Porter can come in soon to fill that void before too late. And you also have Barton. It was either Barton or Harris had an injury as well and should be out for a few weeks. I do apologize for not being certain, but injuries are a tough thing. Luckily, they're facing the Hawks, and luckily, they still have Jokic, one of the best centers in the game, one of the best all-around players in the game. If Denver favored by 6.5, I think they win. I think they cover. If they win, they go to 18 and 8, which is an absolutely incredible record to start the season. The Wizards at the Cavs. Cavaliers getting back Matthew Dellavedova, giving up George Hill, who they had just acquired, I believe, last year. And Hill's in the last year of his contract. But the trade that they made it in time to where these players can also be traded again at the end of before the trade deadline in February. So maybe Dellavedova gets traded again. Maybe he boosts the Cavaliers' young lineup because in that finals that the Cavaliers did win, Dellavedova was crucial. He didn't put up gaudy stats, but he was crucial to that victory. I'm going to pick the Wizards in this one. I believe overall talent favors the Wizards, but the youth and spunkiness of the Cavaliers has gotten better. Sexton gets better in almost every game he plays. So it should be good to see if he can carry the Cavs to a victory. Tristan Thompson's also controlling the boards very nicely, shooting very efficiently. I do like that too. And you got the Nets at the Knicks. Nets pull off a major upset last night. This one's close to call. The Knicks are currently favored by 2.5. I'm going to actually take the Knicks to win and cover this one, mainly because the Nets did just play yesterday. The Nets beat the Raptors in overtime by 1 point. And I think overtime in Toronto is gonna be wearing on them a little bit early on, especially they had lost 4 previous to that. And if the Cavs can beat the Nets, I think the Knicks have a good chance at home when the Nets are coming off a back-to-back. Celtics Bulls, I'm picking the Celtics in this one. They're favored by 8 currently. I would take them up to 9.5, although inconsistencies often hunt the Celtics, and the Bulls hung in last time relatively well, and I believe Markkanen is back and healthy. So it should be interesting to see how this goes. With Markkanen healthy, can the Celtics step up against a team with a talented player like him? Hopefully, or else they probably stand no chance in the Eastern playoffs. And yeah, the Lakers at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies current favored by 1.5. I'm gonna pick the Lakers to win this one, and hopefully upset the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are really, really interesting. Both these teams, thinking about it, like obviously LeBron James, sorry about that pause, I was just thinking. Obviously LeBron James has added a lot to the Lakers, but the Grizzlies didn't make the playoffs last year, and the Grizzlies are 15-9. There is something about these Grizzlies that just says, we're going to kick your ass. I think LeBron's going to be too much for them, but it could be very close. Never underestimate veterans when they get the court. And you got the Timberwolves at the Trailblazers. I'm picking the Timberwolves in the upset here. This game is a nationally televised game in BTV, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Being a 10 p.m. slotted nationally televised game, I'm surprised they don't have a 7 o'clock game that's nationally televised or 7:30. I mean, I would wholeheartedly love to see the Kings Pacers at 7 p.m. on NBA TV. That would be amazing to me. But in this one, Timberwolves underdogs. Portland's favored by 2 here. I want to pick the Timberwolves. Like I said in the upset, I like what Covington has been doing for the Timberwolves since even fantasy-wise, since he moved from the 76ers to the Timberwolves, he has been a goddamn beast. And it's honestly looking like the 76ers might have got robbed in that trade. And what I mean is they gave up Saric and Covington for Jimmy Butler, and Joel Embiid's not really happy with his current role now that Jimmy Butler's there. So you do gain a star in Jimmy Butler, which is worth it. It really is. But when you have Simmons and Embiid as your 1-2, Redick as your option 3 long shooter, and then you have Covington and Saric who get the ball when they need to, make shots when they need to, there's that. But when you bring in Jimmy Butler's probably your clear one. Embiid and Simmons are going to struggle for who's 2, and it's most likely going to go to Simmons since he has the ball 90% of the time. So Embiid is kind of like a third wheel now, which is kind of getting into his mindset a little bit. Hopefully he bounces back, adjusts to the role. That would be important. I know the 76ers don't play today, but I did want to talk about that a little bit. They have the Heat at the Clippers. This game's interesting for more than just the Clippers spanking the Heat. The Clippers favored by 9 here. I think they'll win and cover, but it's also what's going to happen after the Heat. I believe it was what's his? I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I believe it was Whiteside. Who left in the middle of the game. I believe in the fourth quarter or whatever it was, or it was someone else. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that with the trade deadline coming up in a couple months. But I'm picking the Clippers. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new. And you know what to do. See you next time. Peace.